evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening for this pre-match show is Bridgeman, and making his debut, young Gary from Hamilton. What do you make of that, Bridge?
Well, I think that's fantastic. Welcome, Gary, welcome. With open arms to you, pal, welcome. Because it's,
Cheers,
you'll enjoy yourself, and I hope you're okay. You got a big family sitting listening?
Just the wife tonight. Just the wife.
Only
tonight.
the wife? Oh, well, you'll be all right. And she's always your supporter, for sure.
Andy's girlfriend, Bridge.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that. See, they drop you in. I don't try to tell you what you're saying.
How we doing, Gary? Evening, mate.
Great, Ox. Pleasure to be on tonight. Thanks very much for the invite.
Oh, no, you're more than welcome, mate. How's it
Can I just say a huge good evening to you two guys. Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. We're here.
Yeah.
Your livelies, Gary. What do you think of Bridges' European shirt? It's a stopper, topper.
Oh, lovely. No.
European shirt.
That's a piece of Bridge. That's one of the best you've wore for a while, mate.
Brilliant, by the way. Brilliant. I can't say any more than that. Oh, man.
Right, okay. I think you've got the team, Bridge, haven't you?
The team for tonight is goals is McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Helander and Barisic, Kamara, Davis and Arfield, Hadji, Kent and Morelos. The substitutes are McLaughlin, Bassey, Patterson, Balogun, Jones, Defoe and Itten. I think a lot of us said it might be round about that. Yeah, I don't think very many people are far away.
I think you've all pretty much got the team spot on. Gary, thoughts?
Going with tried and trusted, isn't it? That team's no what it's doing, and it's a strong team. I gone out tonight, so and Morelos gets his start again, which is good.
Yeah, but a bit light if something was to happen to a couple of midfielders, but that's just the way it is. We'll get Ryan Jack out, we'll get a Rebo, big injuries for us, Bridge.
Yes, of course, we know that some of our players are carrying, some worse than others. But that team, look, we know how well they played, in general, how well they played against Hibs and any team we've played against. And we should be able to go on and do our business tonight, just be a bit tighter at the back. Maybe McGregor might give them that wee bit, shall we say, confidence in the defence at the European level. So let's hope so anyway. I quite like McGregor, and I like him when he plays in Europe. He's everything. He tries everything, you know. Big heart, shouts and balls like a maniac, you know.
Gary, a few weeks ago, I don't think we'd ever thought Alfredo Morelos would have played 3 games in a spin for it.
You're right there, Bridge. I know.
The smell of his aftershave, Bridge, is a bit much.
That must be. Oh.
Bridge, you alright?
Yeah, I'm okay, pal, thanks.
Alright, okay.
I took a wee tub there, you know.
I don't want to listening if your figures go through the roof.
I know.
I do apologise, so forgive me. Sorry, I'm going to mute now. I was muted before as well, but here.
Gary, your thoughts on the team, mate?
So obviously, like you're saying about Morelos, 3 games on the spin. Does that kind of signal that he is going to stay for this season now? Because he's playing in Europe for us as well. Manager's obviously trusting him to start the games as well, because we've got a fit Defoe on the bench there, so he could have easily started Defoe, but he's going to be star striker up front. So, and the boy's got a smile on his face again, so there's no reason for him not to go out and enjoy his football tonight. But the looks at this team, William, they're going to...
How are you pronouncing it? William Twa? William Two? William... How did Fox pronounce it, Bridge? William Twa?
Foxy went for the Twa. He went for Twa, didn't he?
Twa.
Dutchie put him right. couple of times.
Tway.
William Twat. William Tway. Yeah, that'll do.
Tway. We'll go for William Tway.
They'll let us play, Gary, yeah?
They will. I was looking, let us up some of the highlights in that, just to get a bit of an understanding of them. And they've had some great results. Like last season, they've been able to beat Ajax and PSV. But the only thing that we probably could take from that is that Feyenoord's beat them twice. One was quite close, and the other one was a 2-0. So we've been able to match Feyenoord. So, and it's much the same team that played against Feyenoord. So hopefully it's a good end-to-end game, but with a good result for us.
To get the best put in as long as it's William nothing at the end of the game, Bridge.
Absolutely, 100% with that one. We don't want any goals against us if possible tonight. And then we'll win it, because we've got to get through. Somebody's got to get through.
Okay, right. We'll get people's thoughts on the team, get their predictions. I'm really anxious what Gary's going to predict. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought the call by Old School Blue and Fox. If you're using the phone in, hang up, and we will call you right back. Just be patient. Have a little patience. Gary, how's it going to go tonight?
I think it'll be a Rangers win. It'll be an end-to-end game, and prediction-wise, probably a 3-1 for Rangers.
Oh, I like that. Very, very confident. Very, very confident. Anyway, we'll be joined by the first caller off the rank tonight. We'll be joined by JFK. Evening, JFK.
Evening, guys. Just a quick call. I'm going to pick my big boy up for his work, make sure he gets in for the game. How you all doing? All right?
Oh, what a lovely father you are. What a lovely
father. Need to make sure he gets in. He's bringing.
How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing fine, Bridgeman. How you, Gary?
I'm good, Jimmy. Enjoying my debut.
They're only wee boys. Jimmy's got.
I'm liking the team, guys. I think it's probably the team that we'd all picked. Probably maybe apart from McGregor and McLaughlin situation, but I'm happy with the team. I think injury-wise, that team picks itself. So that's a good team, and I'm looking forward to the game. But what I will say is, let's not take Willem 2 for granted here. I've watched the highlights of the game against Progress, and I know, they're a team they are, and they beat them 5-0. But I managed to see the highlights of them. They beat Heracles 4-0 in the Eredivisie the other night there, and they arrested 4 players, and then once it went 3-0 up, they took another 3 players off to arrest them for the night's game. So, Willem 2 might not be a big name and to us, but they're doing quite well in Dutch football last season. So let's not take them for granted, guys. I think it'll be a hard game, but I'm confident we'll win the game. And I don't think we'll lose any goals. I think the defence will be getting a real shake-up after the debacle against the Spoonburners. So I'm going for 2-0, mate.
Okay. Very positive. The JFK, Gary?
On that, Oxyere, enjoy the rest of the night. I need to go. I have to pick a big man up at 7:30, so I thought I'd just come in and give my team and my prediction. All right, pal?
All right, mate. Always a pleasure.
Well said, Jimmy. Well said, pal.
Well said, Jimmy.
Right, guys, take care. Speak to you later.
You too. Drive careful and stay safe.
Yes. Cheers, mate.
With his boy in the car, you need to couple of sunroofs in your motor, Bridge.
Absolutely. Big fella, big tall fella.
Toy boys here.
By the way, every time I see him, I go, you get in there and sign up for Rangers, for God's sake. Give him a season to get you slimmed down, and my goodness, he's massive. That's the type of guy I want to play for us. He's 6'5". He's absolutely huge.
He's a lovely boy.
Absolutely lovely boy, absolutely.
I'm going to say that in part a lot.
I know.
Did you make it your wish with Eaton?
What do you mean?
Gary?
You're saying about you want a big, tall guy playing for Rangers. Big Eaton's on the bench tonight, so maybe maybe he'll get a wee show tonight.
Yeah, I know. I've been beating the drum for the last 4 or 5 years that what Rangers need is tough guys that are really tough and like the game, can play football, but they're tough and stand no nonsense. And I'm looking for a big 6'5" gorilla at centre half who will be the captain of Rangers. That's what I'm looking for. Someone that's 6'5", 6'6". Now they've got them across the road. They've got them across the road, and they seem to be playing quite well for them. I don't know because I don't see them, but allegedly they're playing quite well for them.
Don't kid us, you've got them on your favourites. Anyway, we'll be joined I think it's the other Gary. How we doing, Gary?
All right, lads. How's it going? Aye, good,
Right,
all
mate.
good this end anyway.
What's your thoughts on the team, mate?
I am happy with the team. Alfredo getting a start. I think we will see a lot of subs tonight. But just as that last caller was saying, this team isn't any mugs. No, that'll be the hardest. I think it'll be the hardest game of the season. But I'm also grateful that they're a good team and they'll come and have a go instead of parking 10 men in the book. So I think that will suit us. So I'm looking forward to it, really looking forward to it. And I think the defence had a wee boot in the pants at the weekend there, so I think they'll be going out with something to prove tonight. Hopefully, anyway. I think that's why he's kept that back four. So looking forward to the game. And I'm not bothered if they score. They can score 2 as long as we score 3. To be honest,
Gary, we've been spent about 10 minutes talking to the other Gary, thinking it was you, and we're really nice to him. Really nice to him.
That's why I phoned, to confuse you a wee bit.
Oh, mate, it doesn't take much to confuse me and Bridge, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I hope you're right. I see this tie very similar to the Midfield game last season, Gary for Hamilton, yeah? If we play well, I think we'll win. And obviously, if we get ahead, they've got to open up, and I think there could be goals in it for us. Maybe for them as well, but I think if we can get ahead, they'll have to open up even more. I think we could win the tie, similar to Midfield.
I think that team will come up anyway. Oh, sorry, Gary.
I know, Alex. I agree. What it says, they're number 7. He's a Dutch player in their number 21. 2 of them are rapid. 2 attacking players. So, if they're attacking us and we can hit them on the break, like say Ken and Hadji, this will be probably a good game for Hadji because he'll probably get more space and time on the ball. And like you says, I think if we do what we've done against Midfield, there shouldn't be an issue. What it says, don't get me wrong, they've been in the Dutch league for 6 consecutive years, so they're not any mugs. But like the other Gary's saying there, they do like to come out and play football. I've noticed their set plays, see when they're defending set plays, they're pretty poor on that. So that could be an area for like say Golson and Hollander. So hopefully we can exploit that a wee bit.
Gary?
Definitely. I think we play better when teams try to come at us. So I really hope they do that. And for what I've seen, the daily are no bad mob actually, but I don't think they'll cause us any problems. They might score, but as the other Gary's saying, they'll need to come. They will come at us, and that will give us a lot of space to hopefully do them a lot of damage.
Here.
And make a big statement.
Bridgeman, that skipper's getting you tight in the lobby. He said you'll never get Bridgeman and Oxford mixed up. Oxford buys a round of drinks.
Go on yourself, skipper. Oh, brilliant. That's superb. I like that.
He said you can have that one for free, Bridge.
Love it.
Oh, what a man. I think what the team and maybe the substitutes has shown us tonight. I'll go to you first with this, Bridge. Is do they need a couple of personnel in? We are a bit light, particularly in midfield.
Yeah, I think our problems will always, in general, will always be in midfield the way things are, and that's where we've got our heavy injury, if you could call it heavy. We had 3 or 4 midfielders either on the way back from injury or out injured. So that's they're key people in the midfield, of course. They're key people. So we need to get that back and lighten that load. Get these players, shall we say, back to their best, because we can definitely do it, or bring a couple in. If we can bring a couple in, it'd be fantastic. I'd love it.
I just hope Stephen Davis has a good game tonight, and Hadji as well, as you said there. I think if they two play, I think we'll create a hell of a lot of chances. I think.
Aye. Yeah, it's amazing how light would they look. See, when you look at that bench, it's 1 minute we look like, even at the start of the season, we're crying out for like Roof to come in and stuff like that, and they all came in, you're like, oh God, we're top heavy now, and then the next minute you look at that team tonight and you look at the bench and you're like, we need players. So
well, you've only got one recognised midfielder, if you could call him a midfielder. He's actually out wide, is Jones, but you could play him in midfield.
I wouldn't class him as a midfielder.
No, but you could use him as a midfielder. Just play wide. That's as I need to have it. But the rest of them, well, they just don't fit in there. Yeah, obviously you could mix and match and say, right, yeah, you're going to play instead of Bassey, don't play left back, but play up in left midfield. You could maybe do that and get away with it. But you couldn't do it with two people. You couldn't play all these people out. Just wouldn't work.
No, you're asking for trouble when you start doing that, like.
Square pegs and round holes in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we'll see. Obviously, you can't compensate for injuries, can you? Gary Hamilton, that's the problem. You can't plan for it.
Four injuries in one game.
You're no for Hamilton, Gary. You're just Gary. Unless you've moved. Right, Gary for Hamilton.
Aye, no, you can't. What it says, and the manager would have, in a way, foreseen for that, because obviously he wasn't expecting he wasn't expecting that game where we lost 3 players near enough in the one game. So maybe, like I says, maybe it's a chance now that Bajonas, he was on the bench at the Hibs game, so maybe it's a chance. Like, we've always been crying out for the youth to come through, so maybe it's a time for them to start grabbing their chance. Obviously they're no Bajonas is no there tonight, but like I says, if that's the way it's going to be, and we don't manage to get anybody else in, then maybe it's a time for these boys to step up and
take their chance.
Take their chance, aye.
Right, Gary, in you come, mate.
Just as the boys are saying there, it is a great opportunity for these young boys tonight to come in and shine and put themselves in the shop window, so to speak. But playing too many players out of positions, you maybe got away with that at St Mirren or something, but this team's they're a league above Lincoln Red Imps and that anyway. But we should have enough players to deal with this team tonight. But as I was saying, there are 4 injuries before in the last game. It's a pretty bad luck, like, but I think we'll win tonight, like, but we're down to the bare bones in it.
Gary Bridgman mentioned that magic word, and we've not carried a lot of luck.
Well, no, can you see it changing? Really, we've got to go out there and be professional and never worry about referees or VAR or that. I think we just need to go out there and do the job.
Play. Bridgman, had you a bit of luck?
I think so, yeah. For us, anyway, as Rangers fans, we've seen our team play quite well, but just not get that wee bit rub, and we could do a wee rub tonight. I don't mean a wee rub in the bad nasty way. It's a rub of the green, man,
Rub of the blue.
A rub of the blue, sorry. A rub of the blue, yeah.
All right, if people want to join us, what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. Phone in, hang up, we'll phone you right back. You can come in and you can talk to the 2 Garys. Used to be the 2 Rorys, we've got the 2 Garys. They'll be working on that one, Bridge, and it's a good night from me.
Yeah, but who are this? We've got Gary from Hamilton and Gary from?
Five.
Who's the other one? Five. Wow.
Is he Gary with 1 R or 2 R's?
Oh, it's a proper way, 1 R.
It's a proper way.
That's the proper way, I know.
I'm going to say, Bridgeman, I think they're a pair of R's. Right. How do you see it going, Gary, from Fife? What's the score going to be?
I can actually see it being 4-2.
4-2. All right, okay. That is similar to what I said the Midtjylland game. Bridgeman, I've got you down for a 1-0.
No, I think yes, I'm happy with that. Give me a 1-0. But I do think I do think we're better. I think we should be able to score 2. But 1 will do me fine. That'll do me. Just get us through it.
As long as we keep a clean sheet, Gary.
Indeed.
Yep, that will probably give the confidence back to the defence again, Ox. Let's say after it would have been probably a wee eye opener for them at the weekend, being easily opened up like that, and we'll definitely watch it tonight because like I say, this team likes to hit in the break, and like I say, their number 7's rapid, so just to keep an eye on that. But if we play at our levels, like Ryan Kent is a class above their players tonight, so there's no reason why he can't have a good game, and it's the same with Hadji. Like I say, they will get the space. I just hope they go out and perform.
We're getting a bit of stick online, Bridgeman. It's the Gary gang. You remember that only Fools and Horses?
Gary.
Gary. Can you smell the onions? Anyway,
who kidnapped you? Gary. Brilliant. Very funny.
Please know the tank commander.
We're getting it tight, mate. We're getting it tight. Well, I think we'll win, and I think it could be a similar scoreline to what Gary for Fife saying, because it could be an open game, you know. I think we're just waiting for a caller coming in. Here we go. Hopefully with us in a second. If his game's Gary, I'm out of here.
Oh, aye, that's it. The game's a bogey. Hi, hello.
How evening, caller. How you doing?
Hi, not bad, pal.
What's your name, mate, please?
It's Peter.
Oh, thank God for that, Peter. What's on your mind, mate?
No, I was just listening to the boys talk about the young boys coming through. Is Burjonis no away to Morton?
I've not seen that yet, mate. I've not seen that. I've seen McPake away to Morton. Josh McPake.
I thought I read something today that Burjonis was going there or not.
I've not read that, mate. I've been busy all day.
He was supposed to be going down to England too, but I'm sure I heard something on something on one of the Twitter feeds saying that he was maybe going with McPake, but I might be wrong.
I've not read that, but it might develop over the next couple of days.
I was thinking about a bit of lack of midfielders on the bench tonight, is there no?
Definitely, mate. We're a couple of oranges have showed how short we are in that department, but at least one shorter.
Oh, definitely, aye. But hopefully get maybe Jack or something back for the weekend.
I hope so, but I hope that when they come back they're properly fit, you know, and it doesn't run on for weeks and weeks and weeks, you know.
Aye. So what do you think yourself? You think Jones will maybe get I just don't think he's had much of a chance, Jones.
If the game opens up, and personally, and they're coming on to us, Jordan Jones for Hadji for me, mate. But we'll see how it goes, you know.
Aye, but we are the people if everything goes all right tonight.
All right, mate. Peter, thanks for the call. First time you've phoned in?
Aye, mate, aye.
Where do you listen? Do you listen to the show much?
Aye, I'm especially the nights when I'm not working there.
Right, okay, mate. All right. Thanks very much, mate. Pleasure to speak to you.
Right, brilliant, mate.
Right,
so about the Rangers. Catch you later, bud.
You hope we win, mate. Cheers.
Aye. Cheers, bud.
Bye. I never picked up about Jamie Burjonis today, but I saw Josh McPake's away to Morton on loan. I think it's good for these boys to go and play at a decent level, Bridgeman, to develop their game rather than just youth football.
Yeah, well, most assuredly. My preference would always be that I'd like them to play down south or something like that, down the League One down in England. That's my preference. Very tough football, very tough. But let them get down there and get used to it and playing. A lot of folk like to think our players going to other teams. I'm no keen on that at all. However, that's what the manager wants. Let it go. Nothing to do. I prefer him playing in England. Gives him a more round experience, outside the house and everything like that.
But you had to move to England for different reasons.
Goes well it is.
Right, so we're happy with the defence. Balogun gives his cover on the bench. We'll get Patterson giving his cover for right back. Big Shirley for left back. We are short in midfield. We'll get Itten and Jones covering us up front. I think if one of the midfields got hot, Gary from Hamilton, I would see Tab moving up one and maybe young Patterson coming on.
Aye, that would make sense. There's been, Tav we've always said that, he's amazing going forward, but sometimes his defensive duties are questionable, and I wouldn't mind him being a right midfielder for us tonight, to be honest. And plus, against Patterson.
That's so obvious why for me you would cover it, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. The other Gary?
I definitely agree that Tab's better going forward. And Rangers are spoiled at the back. They could play 3 at the back and move Tab and Bournemouth into like a 3-5-2. But I don't care if they want to screw with the system that much or no. But the two of them could play that position for me. I think it all depends on the score. Whether I think he's going to make big changes tonight anyway, whether we're winning or he's going to need to change it, hopefully before 85 minutes. But I could see Tav playing that position they were, and the young boy Patterson, they never put a foot wrong the last time, so we should wait and see what the manager decides. I heard he's reading out the team there. Was there a formation there?
I think it's as usual 4-2-1, 4-2-3-1, mate. Yeah. Arfield in front of Kamara and Davis. That's the way I see it.
Well, that's the way they've always set up, really, innit? So I can't really see him changing it to accommodate like Nathan Patterson or that. So I think he'll just stick to what they've been playing. But I do agree, Tav could play up in the midfield. I think Bournemouth could as well.
Aye, Bournemouth. Maybe do the same with Big Bassett if we had to as well.
Aye.
With Big Bassett at the back, or what? Spoiled for centre backs and defenders, So they could probably get away with that, but I can't see him changing that.
Right, Bridge. We'll see what it takes us tonight. You're predicting more than one goal, which is very unusual for you.
Aye. That's a hopeful side of me. The
tablet's kicked in.
I'm as far as my club's concerned, I'm very cautious when I try to say we're going to win. I love it when the guys say we're going to score 5 and 6 and so on. So I just love listening to them. It's fabulous. I'm too cautious a person as far as Rangers are concerned. 1-0 will do me fine. 1-0. But then most times when we win 1-0, it should be 1-0. It was 1-0, going on maybe 4 or 5. So maybe they're right. Maybe the 4 or 5 will be better.
Right, that's for people that just joined us. Can you use the teams plus the substitutes, mate?
Right, the team is goalkeeper McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Hollander, Barisic, Kamara and Davis, Arfield, Hadji, Kent and Morelos. Substitutes: McLaughlin, Bassey, Patterson, Balogun, Jones, Defoe and Itten.
All right.
Can I just say something? Sorry.
On you go.
I was going to say something about I'm delighted that Alan McGregor's back, actually. I mean, McLaughlin hasn't put a foot wrong, but he's only played 6 or 7 games for us. He's done great at that time, but I think Alan McGregor, he's my number 1 anyway. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm delighted he's back.
I think a lot of people are similar thinking, Gary. But what John McLaughlin's shown is he's going to be a good deputy at least. The other Gary.
I still see it that McGregor's just like kind of team tonight just for his minutes kind of thing. I think he'll be the I think the manager will fill him in. Like if it continues the way it's been, that McGregor will be the kind of European goalkeeper along with maybe the cup games, and McLaughlin will be the league goalkeeper just until obviously he either makes a mistake or he gets injured. But no, like you said, it's a good headache to have, and it's a good place to be. It means that you as the manager says a lot of the time, they can offload the players and stuff like that, so that they're not playing too many minutes and stuff. So it's win-win for us, I think.
Aye. You've got to go out with the right attitude, Bridgeman, and win the match, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. I want Rangers to win every match, as you know, like we all do. It's just sometimes you wonder what on earth is happening when we don't seem to do it. We seem to stumble, fumble, you know what. But in Europe, we have a bit of form behind us, and we want that form to continue. So I'm going to say massively good luck to them tonight, because I want them to win desperately. You can leather this mob.
Here, mate. Here. It's a big game for us, Gary, for Hamilton, isn't it? Because we want to get to the group stages. It's important for the prestige of the club.
Definitely, Ox. And again, if we win the night, it's more money into the club again. You're still able to entice players to come because you're still in a major competition. And for the sake of us not being able to be in the stadiums, and it's the only kind of main source of funding. So I feel it's really important that we do focus on Europe this year. I know a lot of folk are saying we need to focus in the league, and we do, but European football is going to definitely give us a source of income. Whether that means we can reinvest before the window shuts, or it keeps money ticking here for next year as well.
Mm-hmm. How important a game is it for you, Gary, for Fife?
It's massive. I want to be in that group stage with some big clubs. The only disappointment is that there'll be no fans, but when we do qualify, really. But we need to be in that pot and getting some cash for some quality players, really. And we're all in lockdown now, but we're all tuned into the telly, try to cheer on the Bears, So it's massively important for me anyway.
I think the draw for the group stages starts after the night's game and finishes next Friday, Bridge.
Finishes next Friday. Nice one. That's quite good.
If you see the draws, they're unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh wow! I was watching the last one. I could not believe it. I'm thinking, why not just get in a computer system, run it, and be done with it?
Why not just put the ball in the bag and pull them out for?
Aye. Well, obviously they want to do this seeded, non-seeded, and you can't. If a seeded team can't play that team, and they can't play two for the same city, and blah 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 blah, and so it goes on.
COVID.
It's absolutely mental, Gary, for Hamilton, isn't it?
Oh, well, it's the same. Like we see when we get if we do get into the groups and stuff like that, is it going to be still kind of will we be travelling away, or will it just be like? I
think it's home and away, mate. If you get back to the group stages,
aye. It's a bit back home away. Oh, well, that's again more like if we do what we've done in the previous few seasons, we keep the wins and we keep the draws. Again, it's good money. You can't knock it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Revenue's important, Gary, for Fife.
Definitely. I think we wouldn't be buying players like Ryan Kent and that if we weren't having good runs in Europe. So the money's definitely coming in handy for us, and even with the signings we've just made. I don't think they would have happened if we didn't have a good run in Europe the last couple of years, to be honest.
I think we've lost 5 games under Steven Gerrard. I couldn't believe that. Stat of Linders last night. She asked me to give a shout out tonight. to the one and only Ali McCoist. Very, very many happy returns for our own Linda. Linda wants to wish Ali all the best for his birthday. There we go.
That was nice there.
But
I agree with you.
He's always a big hit with the ladies, or Ali, wasn't
he? He enjoyed a trip to the Hamilton Palace a few times.
Yes, he did, mate. He did. Linda gave us a start last night. We've lost 5 games under Stevie Gerrard in Europe. Obviously, 2 against Leverkusen, who we know has been a good side. Away to Russia, away to Moscow, away to Vienna, and away to Young Boys. So his record's pretty good, Gary for Hamilton.
Aye, the team. I think was it JFK? I think it was maybe JFK said that our team is more suited to European football. They play a lot better, whereas when it's that we're playing in the league, it is that kind of backs to the wall stuff. I find it sometimes hard to break these teams down. So like that's where I get confidence for the night, is that we're going to be playing against a team that actually does want to play football and enjoys playing football, if you mean. So he can't our record should do as well going into this game tonight.
Aye, it's a good record. The manager's got in Europe, Gary, with 5.
Definitely. I think it's a system they played as well, with the holding midfielder, letting Tav and Borna bomb forward. I mean, any team that wants to come out and try and play, that was great. I think we're set up to give them as good as what they're going to give us, really, to be honest. And his record is, and I think Gerrard is a player. I think he understands the European game better than most people. And I think his record's outstanding, isn't it?
Bridgman?
Yeah. Okay. What can I say? Can you go to somebody else at the moment? Or just some
Not a problem. Gary for Hamilton again. Steven Gerrard, the group stages. Bayer Leverkusen, it wasn't my greatest performance. Not a bad performance at Ibrox, but still, it was no disgrace. And the year before, unlucky out right to the death at the group stages for nowhere. And these qualifying games, this is my 11th qualifying tie, not my 10th qualifying tie under Steven Gerrard. It's unbelievable, mate, isn't it?
Oh, and he's done for being such a new manager. He's for that record itself. I think even managers been in the game a while would love that kind of record. It's just brilliant, and it just shows his class and what he is trying to build for Rangers. And like, I would quite happily, although sometimes we were saying at the weekend that sometimes we need to play nasty football. I do enjoy the football we play. It is nice football. We just, like you say, just need a couple of finishing touches, and let's see, we'll be fine. It'll be a nice game I think it'll be a good game for Defoe tonight, if he gets on, because it'll be with his intelligent head, he'll be able to ghost in the box and stuff like that. These defenders are quite shaky, so if he gets a chance, even they were talking about Morelos breaking Alan McCoist's record tonight. If he does break it, then half to him. But I think, like the manager says, he's still got a while to go to match McCoist.
Linda's just messages. She loves Morelos, but she wouldn't swap him for McCoist. There you go.
That's it. I know.
Sounds a bit right.
Alfie could break his record tonight. Gary for 5. As an individual, it's a great feat.
I loved what Gerrard said about him. I think that was him trying to give Morelos a really booting the pants, really. Basically saying, well, until he wins any silverware, they shouldn't be mentioned in the same sentence. I think that was him trying to goad Morelos on to go and do the business, or keep doing the business. But it's different eras, I think Morelos,
you're judged at the end of your career. No many records you broke. Medals, Bridge, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, McCoist, what a wonderful record he's got for us. Just fantastic for himself, rather. But being part of some of the games he's played and the goals he scored. I watched a few of them this morning that came through on the WhatsApp. Wonderful stuff, absolutely brilliant, and really big goals. Cup final goals, fantastic, just fantastic.
He loved the club. I mean, the way it finished for him, managerial wise, was shocking. But like you said, the Bridge. See when you seen him score for us and stuff like that.
Wow.
He wasn't scoring for himself. He was scoring for us. You mean
the joy that his reaction generated? The mixed up with the fans, the way the fans were going, unbelievable stuff. Wow. Just you can't. What can I say? Although I must say, I absolutely love watching Morelos when he's attacking, when the Rangers are attacking, and he's trying to get in the box. He really looks like a kind of predator type footballer. He just looks the part. Ball comes across. That's when he was actually trying to score with the head and things like that. Well, sometimes this season when the ball came in for the head, he completely missed the ball sometimes. And that's not good enough. But I just want Alfie. I love it. And the crowds at Ibrox shouting Alfie's name. Alfredo Morelos. And he just loves it. Big smile, big grin in his face. Marvellous to watch.
He's a character. I think some of the faces he's pulls are comical, Pritch, I've got to admit,
They're absolutely comical. That's the truth.
There's a goal kick in and he says it should be a corner and he looks as if he's been shot,
You do forget he's young as well, don't you? Like he says, his faces are class, and folk like, what's wrong with him? But at the end of the day, he's a young boy. You mean that's what happens when you get told off or something like that. You mean?
I love the one he done up in Ross County. Remember when he stole the ball off the goalie?
Aye. He's been a character, and we've been very fortunate to have some really good characters, particularly strikers. We've been very fortunate. And no one more so than Ali McCoist. My goodness, what a tremendous player he's been for us. Fabulous to watch. And the crowd.
I hope Alfie does break his record tonight with the Rangers getting through, because I even think Ali would be proud of that. We got a result and Alfredo scored a couple of goals, he wouldn't mind as long as we went through. Gary for Fife?
Aye, I bet you Alan McCoist sitting watching the game, probably hoping that it does break the record, because the way he used to celebrate, you can tell he was a Blue Rangers fan. A lot of the players these days are like mercenaries, really. They don't really bother about the club. It's the money that they're involved in, or they want. But McCoist, and to look at him, you wouldn't think he would score the amount of goals that he did, but he just kenning where to be, kenning where the ball's gone, just anticipating that. And 9 times out of 10, he had a tap in. So McCoist was some player.
Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. We're going to go and get ready for the ball game. I'll let Bridge have a shout. But after the match, it can go to extra time and penalties. So we'll be back a few minutes after the final whistle. If it's done in 90 minutes, we'll be back about 10 o'clock. Obviously, extra time and penalties will be a bit later. I'm trying to negotiate treble time for the night after Fox. I'm feeling bad with Bridge.
As to be expected.
I'm feeling bad. Give us a shout out, Bridge.
Oh, what can I say? Well, another great night, great discussions, good phone-ins. Well done to everybody, particularly yourself, Voxter, and Terry and Foxy in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, this is our night tonight. Out there, mollocate them, Rangers, and everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Thanks, Bridge. I'd like to thank JFK and Peter phoned in, but I'd like to thank Gary for Gary. And we'll be back approximately 15 minutes after the final whistle, hopefully celebrating a Rangers victory, where we will be joined by Gary Hammond. Take it away, Foxy boy.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, across the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes and heard the 40s roar. And wide the Indian Ocean, I sailed the China Sea. But there's a sea back home in Scotland, more than all the rest to me. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rock. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rock. And it's not on the really just clear sea. No more I'll sail the seven seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. And 3 o'clock each Saturday, I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners all around, I'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rock. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rock. And it's not from the really clear sea. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rock. It's the greenest sight that I have